Alright, I believe we are live now. You have to excuse me, I'm kinda a little behind right now. I just got home not too, like, maybe 30 minutes ago. Um, in the meantime, I am installing some of the scenery we need for today. For all the tea that we're gonna drink. And in terms of the milk, holy shit. Going through milk like crazy nowadays. Finish up this. Alright. Just waiting on this deal to be dealt with. Yeah, I know, So, you have to excuse me. I am currently in the process of installing a few sceneries. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm a little behind, to be honest. I'm only just now getting home, so yeah. I am sorry about that little mistake earlier. Okay, where this? I need. I feel like I already installed that. I did. Sorry. Which one is it again? Let me just download it for the GSX profile. I don't know. Whatever. We'll just live without it. We're just gonna live without it. Anyway, let's get up to sim. Doing some world capitals, or sorry, not world capitals. Doing around the world today. Our first stop is in India from Dubai, which we did actually make it to Dubai last night, or shall I say this morning. It was around 4 a.m., but we did make it. And yeah, today we are going to try to make it to Victor Echo Charlie Charlie Airport. Which is, I don't know where. Somewhere in India, I know. So. Alright. Let's see here. Let's get Newsky up now. Around the world. This is our first leg for today. Dubai to this airport. The one that the Dreamliner crashed at. It says a passenger flight. I feel like we can be out of here in. Oh, we're in 777-300 today. I feel like we can be out of here not in. Let's give us an extra 5 minutes. Book flight. In the meantime, we can go and get some brief up. My iPad is actually in my bag right now, so I can't actually use the iPad today. Because I have it. I need it for work tomorrow. New flight. Speedbird 63 Golf. Departing from Oscar Mike Delta Bravo, I believe that is, going to Victor Alpha Alpha Hotel Airport. And we're flying in the 777-300 today. So the 777 wide body. It was work going alright. The idiot who I keep saying should be fired called out. So I had to go in early, which is kind of annoying, but it was also alright at the same time. So, but now I am fully trained as a shift lead, so he should be on his way out here soon. Alright, let's see here. Let me verify traffic for Dubai. Damn, we got traffic at Dubai. British Airways parks in Concourse A, so Alpha 8. Stand Alpha 8 in the 77 wide body. The Flying Pencil is what it is. Alright, where is it? Dubai is over here. Let me get some Abu Dhabi. There we go. Here's Dubai. Stand Alpha 8. Essentially where we were last night. I think we actually parked in Alpha 7 last night. Let me go ahead and get this pre-filed. Pre-file VATSIM.
You need to set parking brakes to request ground services.
Sign in. Alright, and then here's the thing that's annoying me with Yoke Cam. I need to go in properties every single time, and I need to lower the exposure, and I keep telling it that it shouldn't have to. I keep telling it to automatically not adjust the exposure settings, but it does. So anyway, there we go. Bird 63 Golf Heavy altitude 370 noise. There we go. And then it would help if we were to get the VPilot up. The first thing we have to do with the VPilot is change our push to talk button. There we go. Connect up as a 77 wide body. 777-300ER. There we go. Did I save the scene? What do you mean? What do you mean by save the scenery? Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, in OBS. I did, and it's just really annoying, but also, the other issue is that, it takes forever for me to, it takes like three times of me trying to open up OBS for this camera here to work. And I don't know why. Yeah, I think it's an issue with OBS and it launching and sometimes it doesn't read the camera. And so today I got lucky. It only took me 3 tries to get the camera working. But still very, very annoying. And I think there's something wrong in that part that makes it lose the camera settings. Alright, logo and wing on. Meanwhile, we can go ahead and get the electronic flight bag. So we had 4 butter landings in the A350 today. Now today I only have time for 3 legs of this. But if we can get 3 butter landings in a row in the 777-300, that'll be amazing. But yesterday, for the first time ever, we buttered the landing in the A350. For this first time ever. Now, some of these landings are not technically correct. Some of the approaches there were not great, but in terms of the touchdown, all of the landings were under 250 feet per minute yesterday. Every last one of them. So, we're going to aim for the same today, but, of course, I don't know. Because the 777-300 is much more difficult to fly approaches with. At least in my opinion. Alright, FMC, posit init. Route request. Sim brief. Set payload. Set fuel. Select route. Alright. We're gonna be out of here. We're gonna aim to be out of here in like 5 minutes. Though it may take us ever so slightly longer. Alright. Load. In the meantime, what is the meta for Dubai? Oh, let's get the graph up as well. Alright. See here. Got one. Activate. Execute. And what are people using right now? People are taking off via 30 right. That's what it looks like. 30 right is what it looks like. This guy's gonna take off out of. Right, what does Novgraph recommend? One, two, right, hang on. We'll take 30 right just because this guy's taking it. Alright, in that case. Oh, actually, then we do have a significant tailwind. Now we'll take 1, 2 left then, and then I don't have to change any of that. Sure, we'll take 1, 2 right then. All right. Runways 1, 2 right via the Every 1 Gulf. Execute that. All right, init ref. Can accept the init data. Okay. That'll automatically calculate for us the rest limit. Take off. I feel like we can go flaps 5 for today. Alright. And then those speeds are all seem reasonably appropriate. And I mean, it's not like we don't have the runway. I mean, we have like, I think it's 2 15,000-foot runways. Yeah, 2 14,000-foot runways, so we are fine in terms of runway length. All right, that's looking good. Menu, is it FMC? No. In that case, we can go and get the APU on. We're going to be pushing back here very, very, very soon. Okay. We got that in now. Nice. Just verify there's no significant discontinuities. Alright. Then VNav. Good. Good. Actually, we are actually now ready for push. We are completely ready for push now. So. Oh, aside from an APU. We can can remain off right now. We have mastered getting the 777-300 ready quickly. So we are actually 100% ready for push now, aside from an APU. So in the meantime, JSX, and I need Moby Flight up as well. Moby Flights for the radio panel that's over here. You gonna run Moby Flight? Moby Flight, you gonna run? There we go. 122.8. Alright. Dubai traffic, Speedbird 63 Gulf, ready to check. Yeah, most people do prefer toolbar pushback. The thing about GSX is that GSX provides a realistic experience, but it doesn't work all the time. Oh wait, we need the QNH. It's QNH again. 1010. Speedbird 63 Golf radio check. There are people on the ground here, right? That guy's not on the right frequency. This guy is. So what's his excuse? This guy is also not on the right frequency. Alright. Alright, well. Whatever. Whatever. QNH is 1010. That seems a bit much more accurate. Alright, GSX, prepare for pushback and departure. Emirates, fine. So we'll push back. So we're taking runway 12 right. Yeah, that's going to be a reasonably quick taxi.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Good, so am I. So push back on to Zulu facing west. Okay. We'll push back onto Zulu facing west. Taxi via Zulu, line up via Kilo 1. So, GSX provides us a realistic experience, but it doesn't work all the time. So I always double up. In the event that GSX doesn't work, I always have toolbar pushback in case I need it. So, and GSX does not work 100% of the time. In fact, it only works. It works about 80% of the time now. So, the main thing is that you have a GSX profile installed for the airport that you're at. Alright. APU is running good. My word, I thought it was completely dark out, but it is not. What about this for starting a night stream? Instead of completely pitch black, daylight. Okay, it'll be nose. It'll be nose to the right, tail left. Remove chocks. Remove wheel chocks. Come on now. I thought I did. But I might have to do it through here. Damn, I have to do it through here. Okay. FS actions, then ground connections. Ground power release. Removed.
Release parking brakes, please.
Come on now.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright. Dubai traffic, Speedbird 63 Golf, heavy stand at Alpha Niner, push and start onto Zulu, facing facing the direction of 12 right. Dubai traffic. Alright. In the meantime, get all those running. I highly doubt we have any fuel in the centers. Alright. Start up both engines now. We can start both engines. In the meantime, flight director's on. Beacon lights are now on. And this other aircraft here is yes, please start the flight, or else I don't want to have to redo it. There we go. Alright. Yeah, this is Swiss Air, it looks of it. Yeah, the Swiss is doing the same thing as us. So. Strobies on. Alright. No electronics, nice. Seatbelts auto. In the meantime, I do believe we have a good engine start. Flight controls check.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
I can confirm a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground.
In the meantime,
Start. You can disconnect.
full rudder. Full up. Full down. Full left, or sorry, full right. Full left. And perfect extreme.
Unlocking gear.
Perfect. Speed brake. Good. In the meantime, we can go ahead and do the flaps.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Taxi lights on then.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
And we'll line up in. We'll line up via Kilo 1 to taxi via Zulu. And Kilo. Line up runway 12 right via Kilo 1. Alright. We can go full flaps for right now. Alright. And what we can also do now is get APUs fine. Actually, we can turn off the APU now. Thank you. And do by traffic, Speedbird 63 Golf, heavy taxiing via Zulu, and Kilo to line up runway 12 right for departure via Kilo 1. Dubai traffic. Alright, let's see the game of the parking brakes playing with us. Or is it not playing game with us today? Yeah, that's gonna get annoying. Completely forgot about that issue. Because these are the Airbus throttles, I have to have like a custom curve. And it's annoying because the curve, I need to adjust the curve, I think. Essentially what it means though is if I even do it this much, if I do it this much, okay, it's fine. But if I do it any more than that, then it'll scream it. It'll think I'm trying to take off again. And it's very, very annoying, and PMDG really needs to add a way to just have all this done automatically. They need to add a way. It's kind of like the E-Jets. Shut up! I'm so annoying. In the meantime, we can go. I think I said flaps 5 for takeoff. The Swiss beginning to taxi. Unfortunately, you won't see it as a Swiss, but that's fine. Of course, the second I look away, the second I muck up the taxi. I'm not worried. I will say this airport is definitely meant for A380s. This airport is definitely meant for A380s. But of course, this is the home of Emirates, so you'd kind of expect that. Kind of expect them to design and build an airport around the A380 instead of what Airbus failed to do, which was make the A380 around the airport. And that's one of the bigger reasons that the A380 failed. So, but yeah, no, this is definitely an airport that is designed around the A380. So, which is a good thing actually, because it means that all your gates are oversized for your A320s. So you don't have to do. You can stick an A320 anywhere. So, out of our typical range today, yes, very much so. We are usually either in the U.S. or Europe, and we are in Dubai, heading to India as a British Airways. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna join Kilo right here. We are going to join Kilo. And this guy has the same idea that I had. Yeah, I'm aware of that traffic. To Swiss A340. Trying to think what we're gonna do for the rest of the week. We'll talk about it once we get airborne. But I am gonna buy the A340 this week. Once I get paid on Thursday, we are gonna buy the A340 from any builds, a new one. And we can go ahead and move that up. All right. We could take Kilo 2, but let's provide some room for separation. In the meantime, okay, do on that. Dubai traffic via Kilo 1, Speedbird 63 Golf, lining up runway 12 right. Dubai traffic. I don't think that guy announced anything on Unicom. He said I didn't see the RX button do anything. So, unless of course I have the issue, which is of course always possible. All right. I love airports that have this nice line. Helps you get everything perfect. Alright. Let me go ahead and verify traffic is no factor real quickly. Auto brake to RTO, LNAV on. Alright, let me just go ahead and verify that traffic is no issue. Not appear to be, and then our initial climb is up to at or above 7,000, so we're fine on that. All right. Dubai traffic, Speedbird 63 Golf Heavy, taking off runway 12 right via the Iviru 1 Golf departure. Dubai traffic. All right, landing lights on, everything's on. Nice. Thrust is now set. Airspeed alive. 70 knots, 80 knots check. Everything's normal. V1 and rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Damn, we took off in nothing. We took off in precisely 0 runway length. We ended up chuck those flaps away. Dubai traffic, Speedbird 63 Gulf Heavy is airborne passing 2000, climbing now flight level 370. Dubai traffic. Yeah, we took nothing on that runway. We could have taken off without flaps and been fine. Of course, that's never a good idea, but still. Let's go up to flight level 370. Autopilot 1 now. VNav. No. Yeah, no. Not pulling that game, please. Okay, what the fuck's going on with this aircraft? There we go. I'm flight level 370. VNav. Once again, this aircraft is being buggy. Is our transition out to begun? It's not being buggy, it's 13,000. So we have some time. There we go. Now we're airborne. That is a very, very high angle of attack. Alright, can we get a direct waypoint, please? Direct to Uviru. This can be set to auto now. Alright. Flight level 370. Landing lights off now, it's passing 10,000 in a very, very quick climb. Alright. And what is our ETA for this airport I can't pronounce? Damn, look at how much traffic there is for Dubai. Damn. It's not 3 hours. That's not accurate. That is not accurate. With that said, there is an insane amount of traffic for Dubai. Okay, where's this guy going? This guy here is... Okay, this guy here is not going to where we're going. Neither is that guy. Okay. And this shouldn't be too long of a flight. 3 hours, 3 minutes. This is certainly a longer leg, but it's not that. It shouldn't be that long. Progress for estimating Dubai time 408 Zulu. Center pressure. So just over 2 hours. Just over 2 hours we are estimating. Which for this long of a flight, I think that is accurate. I think that is accurate for this long of a flight. So, we're gonna open up Minecraft in a moment. Because they have nothing better to do. They have nothing better to do other than open up Minecraft, which we'll do in a moment once we've reached top of climb. So, yeah. So let's see here. If we were to take a look at this, We're already 8% completed with this thing somehow. So we're going. So we're doing this leg here today, which is arguably the longest leg we've done yet. Then we get to do another long leg, and then a very, very short leg. And then it'll be later. It'll be way, way, way later on in the week that we go and begin to complete more of these. So anyway, the goal is to have this 100% completed by Thanksgiving. That is the very, very aggressive goal that we have set. Grumpy knocked it out in just under 2.5 months. We're going to try to knock it out in just under a month and a half. Or sorry, in just over a month and a half. That's going to be the very, very aggressive goal. And so it's going to be some late streams. It's going to be essentially streams every day. Because we are going to try to maintain Baltimore to Heathrow and Heathrow to Baltimore. We're going to try to continue to operate those routes. Most likely Tuesdays and Thursdays going forward. But yeah, we're gonna continue to maintain that route for the AirNott virtual airline, and then we're gonna continue doing these. So yes, we are planning on a detour. Here, if we let's jump over to this view, we are definitely planning on a detour. From Vegas. We are definitely planning on a detour from Vegas. Vegas to Honolulu. So, actually, that'll be a whole day, won't that? That'll end up being a whole day, won't it? Because it's like a, 5-hour flight to do that? Find out real quickly. Even if we were to do it in a triple flight. Give us get departure. In a 777-300ER. Yeah, that's like okay. That's a 6-hour flight right there. That'll be a whole day of it. That'll be a whole day that we have to do that. Or what we'll do is we'll just spawn in at Honolulu. Oh wait, what if I were to do it the opposite direction? To fortune this 77 777-300. Yeah, that's still a 6-hour flight though. Ouch. And what is it out of actually, Japan, that's... where is it? Yeah, it's still a 6-hour flight, so yeah, we might end up starting out at that'll most likely be for the Vegas leg. So we won't be able to do a round trip, I don't think. But what we will do is we will at the very least get there. Let's see here. 777-300. That's even worse. So, well, at the very least, spawn in and fly to Vegas from there. So, or we'll do the leg back, or we'll go there, or something like that. So that will require an entire day, though. Yeah, and of course, Seb, you and I will talk about that as we get a little closer. So, at some point, maybe. At some point, it'll be a while. It will be a while. Our priority right now is maintaining the Baltimore to Heathrow route, and going into the new year, I think I have a new idea on how we're going to do that. But anyway, our priority right now is knocking out these and then knocking out and maintaining the Baltimore and Heathrow route both ways. So because I had Grumpy specifically go in and create the route. So I mean the Baltimore and Heathrow routes, they don't have to be like perfectly on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but they do have to be somewhat close. So. And unfortunately, tomorrow we are a little deadlocked on the 777-200ER, which is fine. So we're a little deadlocked on using the 777-200 tomorrow, because if we were to look at our operations here, Jet UK. Let's see. See where my position is? It has been a few days. Probably not going down much. $8.20. So it has gone down. It's gone down a significant amount as well. It's gone down a significant amount. Nice. Nice. It's going down a significant amount. Alright, well thank you, Seb, for telling me to check that. We're down to 820, so when we get to maybe position 500, then I'll really begin to crack down on me completing the material. I think like 500 would be like a good 6-month marking point, so. But for joining the list only 3 weeks ago, we're doing incredibly well for ourselves there. And considering we started out at position 1056, so we started out at. So. Anyway. In a few moments we're going to hop into Minecraft because it is a bit of a long flight. Though, actually I think we had longer yesterday, to be honest. But yesterday we were also in the A350, so the 777 it's a heavier plane, it's a bigger plane, it's faster to go to. So it's a faster plane as well. Less fuel efficient, but still pretty good. Thank God we're not completing these in A320s. Damn, I like the A320. I really do. Not great though. I mean, not great when it comes to these longer flights. For these longer flights, you definitely want something else. For these longer flights, you definitely want something else. So. Let's open up Minecraft now. Gotta drink tea, so that way I have the energy to finish up what is promised in the description of the stream today. That's why I have to drink loads of tea. So, had a bit of a long day at work, unfortunately. Stuff happened. Oh, actually, it was fine, but. So we had that one call out, and that one call out was kind of annoying because he called out by calling me, asking if I could cover. So, and we all believe his reason for calling out. None of us believe that. None of us believe his reasoning for calling out. It's like, and that's like where I am. It's like, that's where I am with him. It's like he doesn't even want to be there. So he says his car broke down. Yeah. Your car broke down. It's like his car breaks down every week. It's like, no. None of us believe his reasoning for calling out. So, anyway. Alright, so we need to do when it comes to this. So we need to make a massive perimeter fence. After I tidy this up a little. That looks a little better. Right, we need to make a massive perimeter fence. And then, yeah, just gotta tidy this up here. Alright. And then this here is fine. Well, actually, no, it's not. What we're going to do is we need to bring this out a little. Alright, we need to... Alright, we have that brought out a little now. And... now what we're just going to do is we're going to make a massive perimeter fence around the whole complex. So, give me all the fences we have. Leveling off level 370. Nice. That's not going to be nearly enough. Alright. There we go. Alright, nice. So now we can knock that out. Alright. Now when it comes to these steps here, always go 2 out, because then monsters really... and then monsters cannot climb. And if you ever have like a point like this, always just fill that in. Right, we're 2 out, and actually for right here, I can jump over that waypoint. Right, I can jump over that. No one else can though. Right, because monsters are like, actually, fix that there. So I can jump over it, but everything else can't. So what we'll do is actually we'll do the same thing right there. Right? Knock that out. Knock this out as well. Alright. Do that, and then once again we have another point here we already need to fill it in. Okay, there we go. And this is the proper way to do a fence in Minecraft. Right, and now even I cannot jump over that. And then just fill in the corner like any other corner. For this part here, always 2 out. Right. heard that. The sim, I kept an eye on it, so it's fine. Alright. And that right there looks perfect. Now. Two. Once again, that's another block I gotta fill in. Two. Two as always. And there we go. And then you have another point right there that we need to take care of. And then have to be careful with that. Actually, this part here, I'm just gonna fill this part in here because it's a tiny little area and it's gonna mess everything up. It's gonna look really ugly in the end. And that's fine because no one can see that anyway. So that right there is fine. I know it doesn't. I need more dirt anyway. Fuck. I got plenty in here. I got plenty of dirt in here. Don't need that. I don't need that much. Where's my tea? Here it is. Special cup. Special cup. Actually, directly from the UK. Actually, directly from Buckingham Palace. God save the king. Even though I don't really believe in kings anymore. Believe. Well, kings are nice as long as they're. Having a king is nice. Oh shit. Where'd that Enderman go? Having a king is nice. As long as it's more. As long as that king has no true purpose. Other than like a symbol. So. I mean. Okay, this Enderman's gonna drive me nuts, and I could probably use him anyway. Alright, next time I see him. Really? Useless. Useless Enderman. Useless Enderman. That's what that guy was. I'm gonna try to connect. I gotta try to collect the Ender Pearls now, so that way later on, when the time comes, I don't have to go out at night for forever to get the Ender Pearls needed to get off to the end. Alright, once again, fill this in. And actually, for this part here, I'm just going to fill this in as well because there's no point in not. And we can even do this part the proper way. We can even fill this part in the proper way. Or can we? Oh, yeah, we definitely can. Right, and the reason we fill this in the proper way is now I know for certain that nothing's going to spawn under there. Okay. And plus it'll look better. Alright. Remember, it's like this area over here is kind of like unfinished. In terms of flattening, in terms of ensuring that like everything is flattened out. I just saw something moving down over here. Or at least I feel like it did. But yeah, no, this area over here is like, kind of unfinished because it's like we have that we have to fill in. A bunch of grass we have to deal with. So, yeah. And actually, I thought I said maybe I was gonna. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fill all this in. We're gonna fill all this in. From here, actually, all the way down to where this fence is. To be honest, we're gonna fill it all in. Because there's no point in not. At least in my opinion. There's no point in not filling it in. Right. Now for this night, what we're going to do is we are going to quickly light up the area, and we're going to actually kill the Enderman, because we're not far from wanting to go to the end. There's no chance in hell of any Enderman spawning anymore. Damn. Ouch, whatever. Whatever. Alright. In terms of flight, we're looking solid. We're at altitude. You're at our cruising altitude, which is always a good thing. Yeah, and our progress says we are ETA of time 407, so just over an hour and a half. So we got about half an hour. We got about half an hour in Minecraft. Actually, that's a nearly 1,000 nautical mile leg. Well, yeah, I'm not tired right now, but I'm not sleepy yet, but yeah, we'll only be able to do the 3 legs as advertised. Wow, that Enderman had to be really annoying. Super annoying right there. So, yeah. Anyway, what we'll do over here is we'll worry about this fence in a moment. But more importantly, what we'll do is we are going to fill this in right here. We're gonna fill this in all the way over. And we'll take a look at what that's going to look like in a moment. Then this is going to give us loads upon loads of room for activities, and for farms, and for locking up everything. Which is going to be the intention, even though that's not our official intention. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell everyone that our intention is to lag everything up, because it's not. Alright, and then we're going to extend all this out to here. And it won't actually be that much to fill in by the looks of it. Right, because, yeah, it actually won't be that much to we have to fill in. So, I mean, I highly doubt we'll need everything that we have in our inventory right now. Alright. So, the plan for the rest of the week, we'll work on during next flight, but I know that tomorrow night's going to be a Baltimore to Heathrow, most likely around the same time. And why is it going to be a Baltimore to Heathrow? Because it is, and that's because we actually don't have significant overlap. I need to talk to Grumpy about maybe editing the Chile and Joliet flight, because I'd like to be able to do those on Sundays as well, Saturdays and Sundays. Anyway. Oh, we have an AirNott 777 200 delivery coming. I've been talking to David, and we're beginning to work on that. Still afraid to use its call sign, unfortunately. But we do have a 777 200 ER delivery coming at some point here soon. I don't know when, but I have opted to be the guinea pig for it. As I have in writing. Okay. I have opted to be a guinea pig for it. And so we are going to be the guinea pig in terms of testing it. So anyway, you can expect that to come here soon. You can expect that livery to come here soon and join the warehouse. To join the hangar. So. And then we'll be operating British Airways flights on the behalf of AirNott. So. We'll be operating for. British Airways will be succeeding routes to Heathrow from Baltimore to us. And yeah. So BA is going to allow the booking. They handle all the booking and all the charts and everything and all the equipment. But at the end of the day, it'll be the AirNott flag we're flying. Except in our call sign. Our call sign's not going to change. We're still going to be flying Speedbird 2 Lima Juliet Heavy. Right, it's that we're using an AirNott plane in an AirNott livery for British Airways. So that's coming here very, very soon. How far out did I want to go? About there is good, I reckon. No, part of me is like really tempted just to fill all that in. It's like I don't. It's not like I have the dirt. I don't have the dirt as well. It's like part of me is just ready to fill that in and then create a nice smooth line down. It's not like we don't have the resources. We absolutely have the resources. Actually, I've already sucked myself out of nothing. I've already sucked myself into it. That's what I do. Fuck. Alright. Got this, and then actually, arguably, that's actually not actually easier said than done. Arguably speaking, actually, we might not actually have those resources. So, anyway. There we go. We have a nice big perimeter fence now around everything. Nice big perimeter fence. Now we just need to go and we actually need to make a few gates everywhere. We'll work on that in a moment. But before that, we have to. I do actually want to do this the proper way. Okay. Surely I'm not out of dirt. I'm not out of dirt. I know I'm not out of dirt. I think that's like, still, that looks 1,000 times better compared to what it could have looked. Then begin to work on some farms. Some lovely farms. What did I say about the dirt? What did I say? Ah, shit, wonderful. What did I say about the dirt being a no factor? And then, yeah, we'll begin to figure out a design for that. Do it. In the meantime, though, we can absolutely just work through this night. Meaning because I don't feel like not. Hey, bud. How you doing there, bud? Being a good boy? I think you are. Go lay down, please. Go lay down. It's your bedtime. It's your bedtime. Go lay down. It's time for you to go night. Time for me to be awake. Good boy. That looks a whole lot more natural. And actually, we'll make that. And now that looks a whole lot better. And now that that's filled in, successfully used up some of the space in our chests. Any Enderman we have to keep an eye out for? Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do this. Okay. We'll do. So we'll do this, right? In here. I'll tell you what we're planning, what we're doing. Okay. Building a trench with dirt on top of a tree. Because what this does is this protects us and now I just need to go all the way around. Now I just need to go all the way around. Right. Knock out these. Actually, no, not right there. Not right there. You just have to do this. Throw a torch in the center. Because what this means is, see that Enderman over there? Have we angered him yet? Not yet. Any more Endermen anywhere? This here is a safe area for us. This here is a safe area for us now. And what I mean by that is we can now see in here as long as we want. Just try to scare a few Endermen. Or just try to anger a few Endermen. And if that Enderman will please come over here to us. We are still trying to anger him. Successfully angered. And now, he's going to eventually make his way up here. Right. At least, theoretically speaking. Should eventually make his way up here. Sometimes Endermen are a little bit annoying. You have a bow. Use a bow. You gotta come up here, buddy. You come up here, bud. Gotta come up here, there. Maybe there's like a light mechanic? Maybe? He realizes. Seriously, bud. You can teleport up here, bud, and I'll take care of you. And we're double up damage. Alright, time to get out of that situation. Or time to, at the very least, regenerate from it. Yeah, we got our Ender Pearl. And that's all we needed to do. Now what we just need to do is make a path to get up here. Make a way to get up here, and yeah, I mean it's made out of dirt, that's fine. It's made out of dirt, that's fine. So, completely 100% okay for it to be made out of dirt. In the meantime, though, we'll keep an eye out for more Endermen. Any more Endermen that spawn. And I don't think we do have any more. But hopefully here soon we're gonna get our Ender Pearl. That we need. Yeah, this night was a fast night. Alright. This should not be as hard as it is. And that's a good thing. It is not. Alright. So now that that's done, we can go ahead and actually we have a chest on us. It's gonna sound like it's gonna be bad, but whatever. I don't give a shit. Actually, I do give a shit about my organization on Minecraft, but I've always failed at it. I'm worse than Grian. I'm worse than Grian. At least I think he was bad back in the day. Alright. See all this here. It's good bread. It's good wheat. But with that said though, it's time for an upgrade. It is certainly time for an upgrade. So we're gonna, our next thing that we're gonna do during today's stream is build a new wheat farm because it is time for an upgrade. And because I need the torches from in here. This is now a 100% deactivated wheat farm. As we have a new one that we're going to build. So, how are we going to build this new one? Well, first off, what are we looking like in terms of the resource front, in terms of wood? Horrendous. Horrendous is the truth. Damn it. Just fucking get rid of that. That's so annoying. So annoying because I just got rid of that. Anyway, we have another sword. Good. Good. I'll let those guys despawn, I think. So, here's the plan for this. Let's build a wheat farm. Let's begin it here. What we'll do is we'll extend it all the way down over here. Well, this is gonna be one massive fucking wheat farm. It's gonna be such a burden to harvest. Maybe a little dirt would help in terms of all that. Did those guys despawn? They did. Nice. Alright. But in terms of this new wheat farm, which is going to be truly massive, we're going to begin it. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out. Begin it here. And we'll continue it all the way down. So it's 5 out over here. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. And what we'll do is we will make it, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. So I have a fence here. In that case, we'll make it 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we'll do is we'll have water underneath all these fences right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 there. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9. This is going to be one massive wheat farm, just to say it. Okay, and then it'll come out to here. Just verify those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not very helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now what we'll do is grab a shovel and dig out and dig this out all the way going over there. You know, we'll provide, of course, supports for all this. We'll make it look good. We got that right there. Yeah, that trench there. Well, I can. I'll just go ahead and put these fences over here. Four. There we go. All right. So we have go all the way down like this. Keep an eye on the flight. Estimating Victor Alpha Alpha Hotel at time 4050. So that is still in about an hour. A little over an hour. Whatever. I don't feel like making another shovel just yet. Okay. Throw me fences right here. Alright. And I need that water. We gotta rush over here to get the water, unfortunately. Ouch. And I don't have the saplings on me, but we'll begin to grow a massive tree in a moment. I thought that was the one that I tore down. I don't know. We're gonna completely deforest that forest at some point. Maybe not. Anyway, there we go. Alright, where is it? No, we'll make a hoe real quickly. Actually, I think we'll need 2. If not 3. Okay. Alright, let's see here. We'll need some more torches here shortly. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3. 4. For the sake of my own sanity, which is bad of me for me to have to say this. Alright, for the sake of my own sanity, what we'll do is we'll knock this out. Temporarily. Over here and cheat it. By doing this. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? No. Wasn't wrong. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right. There we go. And now, all we have to do is till all of this. But before I do that, I want to do that, and we need a tree. We need a whole fresh tree first. Not this kind, to be clear. Oh, actually, let's till this first, actually, because getting a tree with enough wood is going to take a minute. Do all that. Perfect. Do all that. You have to till all of this, and don't plant all of it. I'll make some cobblestone pillars. We'll figure out how I can do the pillars for the stone. I think I was definitely right to, right, I think I was definitely right to make 3. Actually, I think we could have gotten away with 2. 2 cuts a bit close, though. It does. Okay, we'll till all this, and at the same time, light this area the fuck up, because otherwise, it's gonna get bad. And already has. Watch up to there, guys. Wait, run away, run away, run away, run away. Retreat! Retreat! Just a regen. Give it another minute or so. Damn, this armor's really getting beaten to hell. And I see them. They're out there, but whatever. One of them's missing. One of them's missing. Still missing the banner guy. Oh, no, the banner guy was killed. And that guy's missing the other guy. In that case, I'm missing the other guy. Still missing one more guy, to be clear. Time 259 Zulu. We'll check on the flight in a moment. Unless that guy did despawn, which is possible. And I think you did. That's always a good thing. When they despawn. Right, give me this hoe. And pretty soon here we're gonna need to make an iron farm. Actually, sooner rather than later. And I think I already know the design we're gonna go with. Here being, I think. I don't know for certain. Going with a really old design, actually. I mean, 1.14 after 1.14, of course, but still, we are going with a really old. We're going with a relatively old design. A design that the Iron Master himself, Tango, built. Like, back when it was first dealt with. Or back when they first changed the mechanics. Remember, Tango used to be the, back in the old days, he used to be the absolute master of iron farms. Ah, the good old days of Minecraft. Hey, zombie. You don't like me, do you? Alright, in a moment we're gonna check on the flight. Oh, it's definitely right to, make those 3 hose then. 3 iron hose. Could have made stone and been fine, but whatever. What's the point in that? There's no point in that. And we should have the seeds. Though I know we got some more. I know I have loads more seeds in here. Now I definitely know we have the seeds. Yeah, no, this thing's gonna just be cranking out wheat. This thing's just gonna be cranking out wheat. What do you want to bet that by the time by the time we are all the way off to the end, one of these is completely grown? All right. Well, we're about that later. We'll plant this. I'm gonna take a look at the flight. Take a bit of a check-in. Alright. Yeah, it's slowly continuing to move down on that in that direction for an absolute massive manual wheat farm. We'll upgrade this to automatic at some point, but until then, or to semi-automatic though. If we're being honest, the semi-automatic might not really make that much sense. Not actually the biggest fan of semi-automatic farms. And they make sense, but just barely. mean, yeah, they make sense, but just barely. So during the next leg, we'll work on the schedule for the rest of the week, and I'm really tempted just to schedule all of them ahead of time, and yeah, I'm really tempted to do that. Because it's like our schedule for the week is pretty much set in stone at this point. Okay. Damn, that is. On the right side, this farm's gonna produce a absolute insane amount of seeds and wheat. On the downside, it'll take forever to farm. Doesn't help when that happens. And whenever that happens, I just look at OBS because that has that in itself is like a little monitor. Okay. Right, I just need an axe or two. And what we're gonna do in this Minecraft day is come off over here and start off by taking down that massive tree. So, and then we'll take a look at the flight in a moment. Once this massive tree is down, or in the next Minecraft day or whenever, we will go ahead and take a look at the flight, because the flight is most likely approaching our top descent briefing. Other way, we need to take care of it here soon. So. And then, yeah, one more. There we go. Now this whole tree's coming down. These trees are massive and they're a little annoying at the same time, unfortunately. I will say, these jungle trees are nice because it does not take that long to get loads upon loads of the wood. Which one are we going to take care of next? Let's take care of this one next. This one here's a tiny one. This guy here is a tiny, tiny, tiny one. Eventually, we're going to clear out this forest, to be clear. Not immediately, but eventually we're going to tear out this entire forest. Why? Because we need it. Because it's a good idea. Eventually, we're going to tear out this entire jungle. And here, just for the sake of clearing out some of this brush. Begin to actually clear out some of this brush as well. Nice. Nice. Alright. That will surely last us, but once again, clear out that. We'll clear out this, a lot of this brush. There we go. For right now, that will absolutely do. And tell you what. Because those trees deserve the burn. Eventually, this fire will stop, to be clear. And in terms of it going in that direction, I'm not worried. Alright. Now we're going to check on the flight, our ETA for van for Victor Alpha Alpha Hotel Airport is time 4:04. So actually, we have some time until we have to do our descent briefing. Like, I'm just curious about something, actually. I feel like this is like the exact thing that the exact kind of area that we'd find a desert temple. Tell you what we'll do. Let me throw these resources in here, because I don't want to lose all these resources. Let me actually make a chest real quickly. Let me make a chest real quickly. You know what we'll do is we'll throw in all these resources that we don't need, that we probably don't want to bring with us. Red. Alright, I feel like we're gonna find a temple here soon. I feel like this is the kind of thing we'd find a temple in. A very, very, very rare temple. careful for that. And if we can get on top of one of these and move about like that, that would be ideal. Whatever. So we'll climb to the top of another one of these. Yeah, but one thing I kind of feel like this, like the area where we'd find one. They're usually by rivers as well. Or what we can do is 6 times now 1 6. We got 335 miles until we hit Van or Victor Alpha Hotel Airport. Do is. Recommend loud sheets on / locate structure jungle pyramid minus being on a bit of an adventure. And yes, just to say it, you see those sheep in a moment too. We're gonna travel to be 2,000 blocks away or something. All a mangrove here. Like, this is like kind of like the area where it's like I kind of started, I kind of stopped. Minecraft. This is very, very interesting right here. Got mud there. Please. We're still about a massive amount of blocks out. On the way. can get the, if I can get a bed. So that would be amazing. First cow. We're gonna do our descent briefing in a moment. There's no reason not to. I mean, Minecraft is really just here for us to waste time and interesting what that is. I don't know what the fuck that is. No kidding, are we at the end of this? Watch out for the ravine. Alright. Damn, this mangrove is massive. Have a, it's mangrove and desert. This also seems like the area that we might find a desert temple at, but not quite. Careful for the husk. I think we see a desert. I think I see a desert temple over there. That's because I do. I don't have the. I do not. Nice. Oh my word! We have a mesa biome. Alright, well, I'm gonna steal a bed. I'm gonna steal the bed from over here. And now we have this village. Now we know that this village exists, and it's not actually that far out from home. Do these husks not despawn? Do these husks not despawn? They do not. I should have taken that bed. Right. We are going to get over there to it, and then we're gonna stop. Actually, we're gonna do our descent briefing now. Actually, because before I forget, before we get over there, and yeah. Minecraft is on the side, guys. It's not on. Actually, you're approaching India. Actually, so you're direct to tell him. So we have runway 05. We have an ILS runway 05. Take the approach. Is it RNAV only? Ooh, damn. It's RNAV only. I don't know. Not helpful when that happens. So it's RNAV only. Oh my word, ouch. RNAV final. Ooh. In that case, that's going to be interesting because we do not know how to do an RNAV. Well, we didn't know how to do an RNAV. So, anyway, we have the Valsa 1 Bravo arrival. So, ooh, this is a good arrival. From Valsa, so it would be leveled by Alpha Hotel 419er at 7,000. Then it's down to Alpha Hotel 403 at 4,000. And then down to Alpha Hotel 401 at 3,000. We have a speed. Okay, we have 180 knots, 250 knots. Okay. Ooh, 210 knots. Okay. This is going to be interesting then, because this is going to get interesting then. Then the RNAV final. So, descend altitude 2,000 from Bigu to be level at a Bigu. Well, actually, then it is. This is not a standard 3-degree glide path. 530 on the bar. Okay. So, let's get there. Let's get the route up. So we are on the Valsa 1 Bravo. For RNAV, it's runway 05. Actually, this Alpha. Okay, a big U trans. Can execute that. So, how long until our top descent? About 70 miles or so. We have 70 miles until our top of descent. Nice. Bum, 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 bum. If we were to take a look at events and radar, everyone's online for Victor Alpha Hotel Airport. No one is online, which I think that's okay. So, anyway, this is very much in. This here is up here is Pakistan. We enter into India in a few moments. Let's go direct to Valsa. Let's go direct to Valsa now. Legs. Direct to Valsa. Make that turn now and get out of Pakistani airspace. Let's go ahead and get some information ATIS request. Is there a better way to do this? Because I just want a matter. I want matter. Okay, it is Victor Alpha Hotel Airport. VATSIM auto send. Boom 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 boom. This way. What? Dennis left. hour. Alright. See, new messages. Information alpha, which means it just generated us for us, or it just generated it us. It just generates it for us. Windows 030 degrees 2 knots. Visibility 200. Temperature 25, 2.13, QNH 1011. Okay, that's not bad. Actually, that's pretty good. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. That sounded bad. But it's fine because I have a case. So, tomorrow. You know what I mean? No, can I get the timer until... let's see here. Time until Windows 10 is discontinued. Twenty-five minutes. That, just to be clear, is how long until Windows 10 is officially obsolete. For those of you who are unaware, we are approaching a waypoint. We are approaching a monumental point in history. Tomorrow, or in approximately 24 minutes, Windows 10 will officially be obsolete, according to Microsoft. Now, there are ways to get an extra handful amount of time, but that is time until Windows 10 officially becomes obsolete. I just verify it. Or it's 7,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000. Okay. All right. And is there? If I have a name for this report, Amidabad. Amidabad traffic. Amidabad. All right. Amidabad traffic. Speedbird 63 Golf going to be in descent now, down to altitude 7,000 feet. Level by Alpha Hotel 419er, expecting an ILS approach into runway expecting an RNAV approach into runway 05. Arriving via the Victor Alpha Sierra Lima 1 Bravo arrival. Traffic. This is something. Okay, sorry chat, but I'm gonna have to, kinda throw the charts up. So... descend now, altitude 7,000 feet. Via VNAV. Alright. Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad. Okay. Windows 11 and support in that timer, if you're curious. Or sorry, Windows 10 and support in that timer. Alright. We're meeting a crossroads in history, ladies and gents. Alright. We are cleared down to altitude 7,000 feet. And let's see how this does it. Ahmedabad traffic, Speedbird 63 Golf, beginning descent now. Flight will down to altitude 7,000 feet. To be level by Alpha Hotel 419er, and will of course slow to a speed of 250 knots by that waypoint as well. Arriving via the Volsa 1 Bravo arrival. Ahmedabad traffic. Boom 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 boom. Dun 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 dun. Alright. VNAV. Let's see if you're gonna work immediately today. We have 10 miles for our top descent. Let's see. If not, we'll just force the nose down. Speedbed 63 Golf. Heavy. Heavy 777-300 ER. Now we are arriving into the runway that, we are arriving into the appropriate runway, so we should be good on that front. Alright, 5 miles to top descent. Let's see if this thing's going to do it automatically now. Because we have cleared it. We have, in fact, cleared it. VNAV, let's see here. Bum 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 bum. Going through our descent data in a moment. Alright, hopefully we don't have to do anything. Perfect. It has just begun the descent for us via a VNAV path. All we have to do is put in the altitude. Alright. Arriving into Metabod. Like I said, certain way 05. We can just throw in our flaps 31, 42, flaps 3. And what is our transition altitude? Transition level by ATC. Let's see here. Transition altitude 130. We are a little on the high side. Not gonna lie, we are a little on the high side. Yeah, we'll have to live with that. It is certainly trying, though. It is certainly trying to get to correct itself. And I think it is, so... It's doing a good job at correcting itself. A little on the high side, but that's fine. Still maintaining reasonable rate of descent. That one, once again, down to altitude 7,000 feet. Now we can slow our speed in a little bit. We have 25 miles till Volsa. Now, why the fuck is it trying to do that? I don't know. Windows 10 is in its final 17 minutes, ladies and gents. Windows 10 is in its final 17 minutes. That is not our ETA, to be clear. That is not our ETA. Just gonna clear up that confusion early on. That is not our ETA. Our ETA is... I don't know what. Our course rate is 226.3. That's below our max landing weight, right? That's below it. Let me just take a look. Let's see here. Crossing. No, it's not that. It is Boeing 777 weights. 300 ER 251.2. Yes, we are way under our maximum landing weight. We are way under. I'd have to be concerned if we were. I'd have to be concerned if that number was was like 250, but we are way under it. We're about 25 tons. We're about 25 tons under it. To be crystal clear. Do you have a hold somewhere? Because we are... Actually, no. We're fine. We're fine. Maybe a little bit of speed break would be helpful. Just so we can just so we can kind of get back on that VNAV path, please. A little bit of speed break might be a little helpful. Just to kind of get back onto that VNAV path. Dun, 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 dun. And there's no cloud in the sky, so can we see the near field? Oh, not yet. And I don't even know what it is in comparison tests. We cannot see their field yet. That appears to be an airfield, though it is not. VNAV path. Good job, aircraft. They could have told me you need a bit more drag. You could have told me. And you want a little bit more drag now, don't you? You want a little bit more drag now, don't you? So you have very, very strict altitudes. Alright. In terms of how long we have to fly, though. Yeah, that's what you want, though, right? Why is engine number 2 less? Do we have an engine failure? We do not have an engine failure. Pull back the fucking throttle! Pull back the fucking throttle. Don't need max throttle like that. I wonder why you think you're off. See, don't do that. Okay, I need the speed to be pulled back. 280 knots now. Yeah, I get the speed needs to be pulled back a little. You're on the Bravo. Actually, if we're on the 1 Bravo. I know, that's the wrong chart. Alright, there we go. Looking better. Windows 11 is in its final 12 minutes, ladies and gents. Final 12 minutes for Windows 10. Windows 10 is in its final 12 minutes. It marks the end of an era. Just be 100% crystal clear. It marks the end of an era. Just be 100% crystal clear. We need 2 5-0 knots, please. Yeah, I don't know what that weird VNAV. I think it's a little on the bugged side. I'm just gonna leave it a little bit bugged. Speed 250 knots now. You got roughly speaking about 80 miles to touchdown. 808. 80 miles till touchdown. With not that far that we need to descend. We have roughly speaking 80 miles till touchdown. Till touchdown, RNAV, runway 05. All right. You do need a little. You do need a bit of drag, to be honest. Windows 11, ladies and gentlemen, is in its final niner minutes. It's in its final 9 minutes now. To be 100% crystal clear. Windows 10 is in its final 9 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen. Windows 10 with a legendary operating system really was, by definition, legendary. We got about 80 miles to touchdown, so with that, so that we have a hold, so there's holds are in automatically, so we can just vectors. I'll tell you what, if we were to go direct to Big U, sure, let's descend now altitude 3,000. Sorry, let's descend now altitude 2,000 feet. Metapod traffic, Speedbird 63 Golf is now directed to the waypoint Big U, that is the India Bravo India Golf uniform waypoint, sending altitude 2,000 feet, slowing speed 180 knots, level by that waypoint Metapod traffic. And what's the number on the borrow again? Saying time 4-3. Bum 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 bum. What's the famous number on the borrow? 630. 630. So this is an RNAV approach, which means we can flight director straight the way down to minimums. So, in case of go around, it is up to is climb straight ahead up proceed to Alpha Hotel 9907, then turn right to Oscar Mike Delta India Papa to join holding at altitude 2000, then it's directed, so okay. We have, roughly speaking, 50 miles to touchdown. We have 50 miles to touchdown. And we can do speed 200 knots. Sorry, we can do speed 220. And this is what appears to be a 10-mile final. Yeah, standard 3-degree glide. Can we see the airfield in sight yet? I don't think so. It's a relatively small airport, if we're being honest. Speed brake extended. Oh, yeah, we can go ahead and shut that off now. 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Windows 10 is in its final 5 minutes. Does anyone have any final words for Windows 10? Does anyone have any final words for Windows 10? I'm sorry, I cannot see if anyone's in the stream. No one is. Because I have some. I do. Windows 10 was what started me off. I learned most of. I did learn Windows 7. did learn Windows 10. Or sorry, I did learn a little bit of Windows 7. But QNH 1011. Sorry, 630 on the borrow. For the most part, though, I learned Windows 10, and it was my first ever operating system that I really used on a daily basis for any longer than a few days. Right. It's an operating system that I actually used to love installing as well. I mean, Windows 10 install is like so easy. Okay, 630. Right. It's a true shame. It's a true shame that Microsoft is deciding not to continue it. I still don't have their foot in sight. I'll take a look in a moment. Unless it's over there, but I don't think so. Right. It is a true shame. Windows 10 is now in its final 2 minutes. Or so, in its final 3 minutes. When that timer goes off, ladies and gentlemen, well, A, we have to land. Shit, we forgot to put our landing lights on. But when that timer goes off, that is it for Windows 10, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Windows 10, when that timer goes off, Windows 10 will no longer be supported by Microsoft. Windows 10 support expires in 2 minutes, to my knowledge. Based on my time zone. Based on Eastern time zone, I don't know what it is globally. I don't know the official. I know it's 10:14, which that's how long it is until 10:14 for me. So I don't know if what time zone that they've officially decided to put it for. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen. $90 seconds. We need to slow our speed now by a massive amount. Speed 180 knots. Flaps 1. Flaps 2. Noted. Final minute, ladies and gentlemen. Final minute. Ladies and gentlemen, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. Okay. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Actually, so that's like another 10 seconds or whatever. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of an era. End of a brand new era for Microsoft and OSs. And for us, what this means now is we can focus on landing. We need to get on the rudder pedals. So we have 40 miles to touchdown at absolute max. I still don't have the field in sight. Keep an eye out for the field. Unless that's it. I think it's over there somewhere. We descended a little on the early side. We were a little proactive about that. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. On the edge of your seat, because you're supposed to, this like supposed to be this, the yoke is like supposed to be like right there. Right. The idea behind the yoke coming down like here is so you can sit in between your legs. Like what it should, like the real aircraft. You're doing a good job at maintaining altitude, even though we have a very high pitch. Where's that airfield? Is it over there? That's not it. How far do we have until the airfield? Airfield should be literally just over yonder. I'm at about traffic, Speedbird 63 Golf Heavy, with the speed of 180 knots until RNAV established for runway 05. We are maintaining altitude 2,000 feet until that point. I'm in about traffic. And I'm at about traffic. Speedbird 63 Golf has roughly 15 miles till we turn final. I'm at about traffic. You can see now that it's letting the nose down a little. Really? Fog. Ouch. Really? Information Bravo when visibility 3,000. Okay. Roughly 20 miles to touchdown. Roughly 20 miles to fly to touchdown. And our minimums are 630. Right, flaps 20. If we go any more flaps, then we have to if we go any more flaps, then we have to put gear down. Which actually, the gear can probably go down in a moment anyway. It can probably go down in a moment anyway. Gear down. And we can fly flight directors all the way down by the looks of it. Can fly flight directors all the way down. There will be a throw on approach mode. Even though there's no ILS, to be clear. Just to be crystal clear, there's no ILS. Gear is going down. You can throw the next set of flaps out. Flap is 25. Bum 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 for an RNAV. I'm ready for an RNAV. I am certainly ready for an RNAV approach. Definitely descend way too early to be crystal clear. I am ready for an RNAV approach in the 777. First time ever. I think this might be our only like our first or second time ever flying an RNAV approach in the 777. First or second time, either way. First and second times for everything. First or second. Okay. Speed 169er. Maintaining 160 knots. Speed 160 knots. Okay, let's see here. 2,000. So you have 2.5 miles to touchdown. And so that speed 149er, and that is actually pretty much our final approach speed. Just verify traffic real quickly. Alright. I'm at about traffic. Speedbird 63 Gulf Heavy. Turning final now. RNAV runway 05. With the speed of 145 knots. I'm at about traffic. This will be interesting because I don't know the RNAV. Bum 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 bum. Alright, we are going to be very, very respectful to everyone here. We are going to be very, very respectful to everyone here. We are passing the plane. Where the plane? Where that plane did crash. We're going to be very, very respectful. We are in a heavier aircraft. We are in a 777 over a Dreamliner. Though I do want to say, I do want to set the record straight. What happened that day was very tragic. Okay, what happened that day was very tragic. And then we still don't know the final story of what did happen at this airfield. And for that reason, we are not going to talk about it any further. We are going to fly our plane down. We are going to fly our plane all the way down. We're gonna land this. We're gonna land this aircraft. Okay, and then we're gonna take off quite reasonably quickly, out of respect for the victims. All right. I'm curious on how this thing's gonna go. Flaps full. Auto brake is 3 if we can try to. Alright, we are. So approach mode. It's gonna descend us now. The RNAV. Or no, it's not. Alright, we still don't have a visual to be clear, to be crystal clear. We still don't have a visual. So one downside about RNAV. About RNAV approaches. A little off. I can tell. I'd like to get a little lower. Then you're a little off. Actually, that's fine.
1,000.
Noted. I still don't have the runway in sight though. Should be right there. Okay, I'm getting to get it. No.
500. Approaching minimums.
We're way too low now.
Minimums.
Continue. Though we shouldn't be. Alright, this is gonna be an awful landing, but don't really have a choice now, do we? I see it. I see it.
Sink rate.
Shut up.
Hold up. Sink rate up. Sink rate. 30, 20, 10, 5.
We certainly rescued that. That was certainly a massive rescue job right there, but that's because of absolute dog shit visibility in an RNAV only runway. We could have looked at the other one here. We could have maybe tried to look at the other runway. We could have maybe tried to look at the other runway. This does not look like. Flaps away. Ahmedabad traffic. Speedbird 63 Golf Heavy is now vacated runway 05. Ahmedabad traffic. Yeah. Shut up. And we didn't do the runway turn off lights. Okay. Taxi lights on now. Runway turn off lights. Yeah, it wasn't helpful that we couldn't see the runway. I mean, we can barely even see the gates. It's just not look like the scenery I installed. Maybe it might, maybe when we get a little closer. Damn, we almost turned into that flight. We almost did. We almost turned into that flight. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been very bad, actually, even for AirNott, because Grumpy has made it very clear if you crash at this airport, if you're suspected of trying to duplicate that flight, then yeah, then you're removed from the AirNott family. That could have been very, very devastating there. Almost to go around. Anyway, we landed. We did land, which is the main thing. I have no clue where we're going right now, but we're going to try and get out of here as fast as possible. Landing lights off. I had them off. Wait, what? Yeah. We'll pull into the stand over here. I'm not gonna lie. This is default. I'm gonna call this default. Because I'm calling this default. Alright, we're gonna pull into this stand right here. And then we're gonna aim for a very, 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 very fast turnaround time to be crystal clear. Parking brake set. Engine number 1, engine number 2 off. Close flight. Let's see if Newsky's gonna bash us for that, because I feel like they should. 8.8. Unstable approach. There we go. I knew that was gonna happen. Off center line takeoff. I knew they were gonna bash us for the unstable approach. I knew it. Below unstable approach below 400 feet, vertical speed below 1500 feet per minute. Actual. Great touchdown. Yeah, I knew that. I absolutely knew that was gonna happen. And in terms of the off center line takeoff, we have to go back there and look at that, because that did not feel off center line to me at all. Certainly not that by that much. Actually, I'm gonna maybe report this maybe. Yeah. Unstable approach, though. Yeah, I agree with that unstable approach. I do agree with that unstable approach, but that was us getting the plane down. So, anyway. Okay. That was an absolute rescue job right there. That was the kind of shit we pull up Baltimore off that sim. Anyway. Still technically a passer, even under Euro Capitals, which actually has a higher standard. Much higher standard. Our standard here is 7.25, which is pretty good. If you're not doing at least a 7.25, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Off to Victor November Kilo Tango Airport. 77. You're gonna be in the 77300 again. Departure in. Yeah. Let me go ahead and generate the sim brief OFP. New flight. Speedbird 6-3 Golf going from Victor Alpha Hotel to Victor November Kilo Tango. In Ace 777. Yeah, that looking at meta would have helped that. Can we get external power by the way? To be honest, I'm really not feeling this tonight. Actually, considering the visibility, considering the dog shit visibility, guys, we have to end this here because we can't take off in this. We can't take off in this absolute dog shit visibility, everyone. We can't. We can't see the end of the runway. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna have to call out for this for today because I'm getting tired and we cannot. All right, we have to call this here because the thing is that it's already 12:20 in the morning and I'm a little sleepy. The other factor though, we can't. And when I say we can't, I just mean we can't take off with this weather. This visibility is not improving, ladies and gentlemen. It's not improving, and we can't land. can't take off. At least I don't feel very comfortable with us taking off if we have to make a return. And we're sitting here. We can't see the end of the runway. We can't fucking see the end of the runway. Yeah, we can't fucking see the end of the fucking runway. So, anyway, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to call it here then. We can actually cancel this flight then. With the end. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to put it off on a bad note. Next stream tonight, 9:30ish. Speedbird 2 Lima to Heathrow. Our weekly Baltimore and Heathrow. Yeah. We probably should have done this like in the morning, so. This morning, so we probably should have done. Anyway, I will see you all tonight. So long, farewell, bye-byes. I'm tired. Good night. And I'm really sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen, but I have to. We can't take off. We can't see the end of the runway. We just can't. We can see that end of the runway right here. We just can't see it though in real life. Or once we get into the sims, like we can't see it. So, anyway, that's where I have to call it, because if I can't do it safely, I mean, we just had that. We just got dinged massively for that unstable approach. So, yeah. Anyway, I will see you all later. So long, farewell, bye bye. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all.